Hello yarn lovers, welcome to Fernie's Crafting Corner. Today I have this beautiful crochet mandala top to share with you. We're going to go over everything you need to know to make this top. It has a crossback style which relieves pressure on the shoulders, and I'm really excited, so let's go. For this tutorial I'm going to use 24/7 cotton and DK. This is a 3-weight yarn. You can also make it in a 4-weight with some modifications that I will go over as we are going through it. So this yarn calls for a 4mm hook. It's about 273 yards and one skein was enough for my project. For this project I'm going to use both the 4mm that's recommended and a 3.5mm hook. We're going to use a 3.5mm for the mandala and the 4mm for the body. If you are using a worsted weight yarn, you're going to need the hook size that is recommended for the yarn, usually a 5 or 5.5mm, and a 0.5mm size down, which is what you will use for the mandala. You'll use the larger recommended hook size for the body. So let's get started. For round 1, you can start it whatever your preference is for starting in the round. You can do a magic circle as I'm showing here. And you just wrap the yarn around making an X, put your hook under and over, and do a slip knot. You can work into the magic circle, or you can chain 4 and attach that way. I'll show you my preferred way, where you just make a slip knot, place it on your hook, tighten it down, and chain 2. 1, 2. Then we will work all of round 1 stitches into the second chain from the hook. For this round, I'm going to do a double crochet and chain 1 for a total of 6 times. So that was 1. Here's my second double crochet. Chain 1, third double crochet, chain 1, fourth double crochet, chain 1, fifth double crochet, chain 1, sixth double crochet, and chain 1. Attach to the top of the first double crochet. It is kind of slanted because of the chain 2 and all stitches in the same. This slip stitch pulls it up to be even with the other stitches. So it should look something like this. In round 2, we will be working in the chain spaces of the previous round. So slip stitch into the chain space and then chain 1. Put a puff stitch into the chain space by yarning over, inserting your hook and pulling up a loop 3 times for a total of 7 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through all loops on the hook and chain 1. That's a puff stitch. Then chain 3. Move to the next chain space and do another puff stitch. And again, chain 3. One more time a puff stitch, yarn over, insert your hook to the space, draw up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook to the space, draw up a loop, one more time, yarn over, insert your hook, draw up a loop, yarn over, and pull through all loops on the hook. Close with a chain, and chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Repeat this process all the way around. At the end of this round, you will have 6 puff stitches and 6 chain 3 spaces. After your final, chain 3, attach to the top of the first puff stitch with a slip stitch. Your project should look something like this. To begin round 3, chain 1 and insert a single crochet into the top of the puff stitch. Then chain 3, place a single crochet around the chain 3 space from the previous round, chain 3, insert a single crochet into the top of the next puff stitch, chain 3, and continue this pattern all of the way around, placing a single crochet in each chain space, chain 3, placing a single crochet in each puff stitch, and chain 3. When you reach the final chain 3, then you will attach with a slip stitch to the top of the first single crochet. Take a moment to count that you have 12 chain 3 spaces all the way around. Your project should look something like this. To begin round 4, chain 1 and place a single crochet into the same single crochet that you attached to with a slip stitch. In the chain space, place a single crochet, chain 2, and place another single crochet in the same chain space. Then place a single crochet into the single crochet from the previous round. Repeat this pattern around with a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in the chain space, and then a single crochet into the single crochet from the previous round. I'll show you again. In the chain space, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, and a single crochet into the single crochet from the previous round. Repeat this all the way around. When you reach the end of your round, attach to the first single crochet of the round with a slip stitch. Your project should look something like this. There may be a little bit of ruffling, but it will even out in the next rows. To begin round 5, chain 1 and insert a single crochet into the same single crochet you attached to with the slip stitch. Then chain 5. Next, you will place a single crochet into the single crochet that was attached to the single crochet from the previous round. So you can kind of follow your stitch up. You see the single crochet from 2 rounds ago and the single crochet that's placed on top of that. That's where you want to insert your stitch. And again, chain 5. Again, look for the bottom single crochet and the single crochet that goes into that. That's where you will insert this round's single crochet and chain 5. You'll repeat this all the way around. When you reach the end of round 5, attach with a slip stitch to the first single crochet. Your project should be looking something like this. For round 6, we will be doing something a little bit different. We need to make it to the middle of this chain space, so we need to place slip stitches into the chains up to the middle. So this is a little bit difficult because we're using a smaller hook than the yarn suggests, and we're slip stitching in chain spaces, but just take your time and slip stitch the first 2 chains. When you get to the middle chain, you will place a single crochet. Make sure that you catch the front and the back loops of each chain. Place a single crochet into the middle chain and chain 5. Looking at the next chain space, find the middle stitch. We'll count 1, 2, 3, place a single crochet in that 3rd stitch. And once again, make sure that you have both the front and the back loop of the stitch on your hook. And in that manner, place a single crochet, chain 5, and repeat this process, placing a single crochet into the middle chain of each chain 5 space all the way around. When you reach the end of the round, attach with a slip stitch to the first single crochet. Your work should look something like this. For round 7, we're going to do something a little bit different. Start by slip stitching into the first chain, just like we did in round 6. So slip stitch that first chain, and in the second chain, we're going to place a single crochet. Just take your time. Make sure you have both the front and back loop of the chain on your hook. Place that single crochet in the second chain. When you're looking for the chains, it's helpful to look at the top rather than the side. In the third chain, place a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, all in the same chain. In the next chain, place another single crochet. So for this round, we will miss the first and last chain and work a single crochet in the second, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet into the third, and a single crochet into the fourth. I left this bit with me struggling to get my hook in there to let you know that it's tight, it's normal, you're doing fine. Just take your time. After this, we will chain 5 and repeat the process. Skip the first, single crochet into the second chain, single crochet into the third chain, chain 2, single crochet into the same chain, single crochet into the fourth chain, chain 5, and repeat this process all the way around. When you reach the end of this round and you've done your last chain of 5, attach to the first single crochet with a slip stitch. To begin round 8, we once again need to get to the middle of this chain space. So we're going to slip stitch into the first single crochet, into the chain space, slip stitch, and chain 1. This helps to preserve the point of that little detail. Slip stitch into the next single crochet, slip stitch into the last single crochet before the chain space, and now we are going to slip stitch into the first 2 chains. And I promise this is the last time I'll make you do that. There's the first slip stitch, and the second slip stitch. In the third chain, place a single crochet. Now chain 7. If you are working with worsted weight yarn, skip this round and follow round 9 next. Do not chain 7 all of the way around. Just pause it right here, go to round 9. If you're working with DK or you have a size E bust or larger, go ahead and add this row. Or if you're working with DK weight, go ahead and add this row. It's very simple. Chain 7, single crochet into the middle chain, which is the third chain, all the way around. But if you are working with a larger weight yarn, this could make your top too low cut, too revealing, and to avoid that, just skip this part after you slip stitch over to the middle chain and enter your single crochet, go on to round 9. Otherwise, it's just chain 7 and single crochet into the middle chain, all the way around. When you reach the end of the round, Attach with a slip stitch to the first single crochet of the round. In round 9, we will begin to add our corners. So we are going to do our favorite thing ever and slip stitch into these chain spaces. I like to think about them as, the reason why this is so important is because these are load-bearing chains, okay? We need them to be strong. We're not just going to place our single crochets around the chain spaces. We want our mandala to look flawless no matter what kind of pressure it's under, okay? So we're going to slip stitch and in the middle chain place a single crochet. So if you're using DK weight and went ahead with round 8, that will be chain 4. If you skipped round 8, you're going to slip over and place a single crochet in the 3rd chain. After this, we're going to chain 5 and place a single crochet into that same chain space. Then chain 7. Place a single crochet into the middle chain of the next space. Chain 7. A single crochet into the middle chain of the next space. Chain 7. And a single crochet into the middle chain of the next space. This will be our next corner. Chain 5. And single crochet into the same chain. We are going to repeat that process where we have 3 chain 7 spaces between corners. So chain 7, place a single crochet into the middle chain of the chain space, chain 7, place a single crochet into the middle chain of the chain space, chain 7, and in this chain space, place a single crochet in the middle chain, double check that you have 3 chain spaces between, chain 5, single crochet into the same chain. Now let's take a look. Because of the construction of this top, we will be lengthening it from top to bottom. We're not going to add any more corners on the top. So all the way around, we're just going to do a plain chain 7 and a single crochet into the middle chain. Chain 7, single crochet in the middle chain, chain 7, single crochet in the middle chain, all the way around until we reach that chain 5 loop we created at the beginning. Now we finished that round and attached for the slip stitch to the first single crochet. Let's talk about the construction. This is made in all one piece, so we're going to be building out the bottom in a V shape and just keep going until it is the length that you like. So you're going to measure from the top of the hollow under your neck. That's going to be this top point. The top is not going to grow anymore. We're only growing the bottom and the sides. So measure all the way down, make sure you stand up to measure all the way down to where you want your top to end, and that is where your V's will end. For round 10, we're going to begin the V shape by slipping into the chain 5 space and doing another slip stitch into the same chain 5 space. Then chain 2. Go in with a treble crochet, chain 1, another treble crochet into that same chain 5 space, chain 1, another treble crochet in the same chain 5 space, chain 1, and a final 4th treble crochet into the same chain 5 space. Now without chaining, you are going into the next chain 7 space with a double crochet, and you are going to double crochet 6 times in total. Skip the single crochet and into the next chain 7 space, place 6 double crochets. Repeat in the next chain 7 space, placing 6 double crochets in each chain 7 space until the chain 5 loop that we created. Into the chain 5 loop, place a treble crochet, chain 1, another treble crochet, chain 1, another treble crochet. Then chain 3 and repeat. Treble crochet, chain 1, treble crochet, chain 1, treble crochet. The next side will be a mirror of the first side, so place 6 double crochets in each chain 7 space, and I'll meet you back at the corner. Mirroring what we did in the first chain 5 loop, we will place 4 treble crochets with a chain 1 between each. At the end of each row, we will chain 1 and turn. This chain 1 does not count as a stitch, and we're ready to change to our larger hook. Your project will likely be ruffled as mine is. When we switch to the larger hook, it will all correct itself. For row 11, using the larger hook, place a half double crochet in each stitch and chain 1 space until you reach the corner. When you get close to the chain 3 corner space, be sure not to miss the last treble crochet with a half double crochet. And in the chain 3 corner space, place 2 half double crochet, chain 2, 2 half double crochet. Continue along the other side of your work, placing a half double crochet in each stitch and chain 1 space. When you reach the end of your row of half double crochets, make sure you do not miss the final chain space or final stitch into the treble crochet of the row before. Chain 1 and turn your work. You can see already that the ruffling has gone down quite a bit from the previous row. This row begins our pattern repeat. It's a 2-row pattern repeat that we will use for the rest of the length and the body of this piece. So continue in this pattern, single crochet in the first stitch, double crochet in the next stitch, single crochet in the next stitch, double crochet in the next stitch, and just repeat that, single, then double, single, then double, all the way down until you reach the chain 2 corner space. Once you reach the chain 2 corner space, make sure you're not skipping the final stitch before the chain space. So we started with a single crochet at the top. This last stitch will be a double crochet. Place a single crochet and a double crochet into the chain 2 space, chain 2. Then we will mirror for this opposite side. So start with a double crochet and a single crochet in the chain 2 space, and continue your pattern, double crochet, single crochet, double crochet, single crochet, all the way to the end of the row. When you get to the end of the row, an easy way to check your work is to make sure that you are ending with the same stitch you started with. Since we started this row with a single crochet will be our final stitch for the row. Chain 1 and turn. For our next row, we'll start with a double crochet in the previous row's single crochet and place a single crochet into the previous row's double crochet. Continue like this all the way down to the chain 2 space. This stitch is called the seed stitch. I've also seen it called the lemon peel stitch or the griddle stitch, but it's just a 2-row repeat that we will repeat for the body of this top. As you come to the corner, again, be sure not to miss that final stitch before the chain 2 space. In this round, we'll place a double crochet, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, double crochet, and continue to mirror our pattern for the other one. Single crochet in the first stitch, double crochet. So the corner spaces really just continue the pattern that we already had going into the chain space for 2 stitches, chain 2, mirror along the opposite side. Continue these 2 rows repeating until you reach your desired length. So remember, the top here is going to measure about at the hollow of your neck. Bring it all the way down to where you want your top to end. And we're going to work this V shape just back and forth, and really important to remember is to always measure standing up to have a correct measurement. Your body changes, measure it against yourself as you go from the hollow of your neck to the point where you want your top to end. Once your top is the length that you want it, we'll come back and build out the sides. So here I finished my additional rows to the length of which I want my top to measure, and I believe I did 11 rows. Important to end on a row that starts with a single crochet, because we're going to start our decrease on the sides with a row that starts double crochet. So here you start the row with a double crochet into the single crochet of the previous round and a single crochet into the next stitch, double crochet followed by a single crochet. Nothing about that is new, and you'll continue all the way down until you are 2 stitches away from the corner. Here I'm coming up to the corner, and I'll place my double crochet and end on a single crochet. You can see that I'm missing 2 stitches. My final stitch will be a single crochet stitch, chain 1, and turn your work as normal. So the different thing about the decrease rows is that you will always start with a double crochet and end with a single crochet. No matter which direction you are working, your row will start with a double crochet and end with a single crochet in this pattern. Every row, when you come back down, you will miss 2 stitches at the end. So coming back up to the beginning, just an easy way to recheck your work is, are you ending with a single crochet? If the answer is yes, it looks like you haven't missed a stitch or accidentally put 2 doubles in a row or something like that. So chain 1 and turn. You will again start with a double crochet followed by a single crochet, double crochet, single crochet, all the way down, and miss the last 2 stitches, chain 1, turn, and build up the work again. Another important thing to note is that I am only decreasing on one side. I am only decreasing the bottom edge at this point until I reach 22 stitches left in my row. So every other row will decrease by 2 stitches on the bottom of the top. 22 stitches was just what worked for me. Your number may be higher or lower depending on how long you made your top. If you're using DK or worsted weight yarn, this is all very individual, so try on as you go to see how the length is wrapping around your sides and back and how long you'd like to continue before your decrease, because the decrease goes fast. So now I've reached the point where I had 22 stitches in my last row. I skipped the last 2 stitches on the top, just as I have been doing on the bottom, and went across to give it 20 stitches in that row. Now I'm going to decrease by 2 stitches on each side, always chaining 1, turning, and placing a double crochet as my first stitch, alternating double crochet and single crochet until I end on a single crochet stitch. I'm going to continue this pattern back and forth, decreasing on both sides until I only have 2 stitches left. Now that I've placed my final 2 stitches, this side is complete. I'm going to turn my work. Here we can see how nice and straight these edges are all of the way around. Slipping the loop back onto my crochet hook, we're going to work on the border. Now the work is turned, we're working up this side, not across the bottom at this point. Single crochet into the top of the double crochet that you've just placed. Chain 3. Next, place a single crochet on top of the double crochet of the next bump, the previous decrease. Single crochet, chain 3. Single crochet into the next double crochet bump, chain 3. Continue this until you reach the other edge. These chain 3 spaces make up our corset style back, where our shoulder straps will cross and weave through to tie it in the back. So in this corner, chain 1 and place a single crochet in the same space. That counts as 1. Across the top, we're going to count 2, all in single crochet, 3, 4, 5, and 6 together. I'll show again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 together. Continue the periodic decreases across the top. This helps pull it to your chest when you wear it, so there's no gappage in the side. Now we're going to turn this corner, working into the previous 5 chain loop, place a treble crochet, chain 1, another treble into the same loop, chain 1 more treble into the chain 5 loop. Without chaining, find the middle of the chain 7, count the 4th chain, place a double crochet. Chain 3. Here you can see how the treble crochets really maintain the line that's going on the sides, pulls it all together. Next, place a half double crochet into the single crochet. After a good stretch, we're ready to make room for our straps. So, after this half double crochet, going around the next chain space, place 2 half double crochet. There's 1 and 2. Into the middle chain, the 4th chain from either side, place a single crochet, chain 5, and a single crochet in the same chain. Place a half double crochet in the same chain space and a single crochet in the same chain space. Skip the single crochet, moving into the next chain space, place 5 single crochet. Place a half double crochet in the next single crochet and 5 single crochet around the chain of the next space. Now we're going to mirror this side on the other side. So skipping over that, place a single crochet and a half double crochet, find the 4th chain. In the 4th chain, place a single crochet, chain 5, single crochet. And 2 half double crochet in the next space. Now I missed the next half double crochet, but I won't tell anyone if you don't. There's supposed to be a half double crochet into the single crochet before the chain 3. But here I chained 3, counted to the middle stitch, the 4th chain, and placed a double crochet. And a treble directly into the chain 5 loop, followed by a chain 1, another treble, a chain 1, final treble, and we're going to find the edge and place a single crochet. Now we can look at it and admire our work. We know where our straps will attach. They are the only thing done in separate pieces, so we will attach straps at the end, here and here. Now we just have to add our decreases along the edge and go back to working the other side of the body. So I'm going to count this backwards. We'll count it like 6 and 5, 4, and I did go off camera here, 3, 2, 1, 6, 5, together, 4, 3, 2, and 1. To turn this corner, I'm just going to chain 1, and go into my first stitch with a double crochet and continue my pattern like nothing ever happened. Double crochet, single crochet, double crochet, single crochet, repeating. So now we're building out the other side until it matches the previous side. So for me, I'm going to decrease on one side until I have 22 stitches left, and then begin decreasing both sides. So when both sides match, come back to the video and I'll show you how to do the border. After placing your final 2 stitches on this side, so the second side matches the first side, rotate your work. Don't turn it, don't flip it, just rotate it. And position. Chain 1, chain 2, chain 3, and single crochet into the next bump of the double crochet decrease. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, into the top of the next bump. Do this all of the way across, and when you get to the center, you'll just place a single crochet right into the middle of the chain 2 space and continue on to the other side. Chain 3, into the top of the double crochet, place a single crochet, chain 3, another single crochet, all of the way across. Once you reach the other side, chain 1 and turn your work. This is the border. We place 2 double crochets, a chain 2, and 2 more double crochets into the chain 3 space of the bottom. And that's it. Move to the next one, next chain 3 space, 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. Repeat this across the bottom of your crochet top. Really, you can substitute any border you prefer. If you'd like to do more than just one row, that's totally fine. Just make it your own, have fun with it. You can play around with different stitches, or if you have something that you know you like and you prefer, do that way. Now I finished the border going all the way across the bottom. I'm going to create the eyelets for my straps to go through on the other side, and just single crochet, chain 3, single crochet all the way up that side. Single crochet to the top of the double crochet, single crochet or chain 3, single crochet into the top of the next, and so on and so forth until you get to the top. Now I've reached the top, I'm going to chain 1 and then place a single crochet in the same. Again, that counts as 1. We'll do 2, 3, 4 single crochets, and then single crochet 5 and 6 together. Technically, these stitches will be backward from the other stitches that you made up to this point, so if that's going to bug you, you can cut and go ahead and attach where you left off and do the half of the border down the other way, but it's not going to bother me, so I just did it this way. This is a way that I end my rounds that I feel leaves a more seamless finish. Now it's time for the straps. So we are going to do our favorite thing ever and go into these chain spaces, or the actual chains, not just the chain space. So go over to the second chain of the 5 chain loop, pull up a loop. Don't slip stitch, just pull up a loop. Into the third chain and pull up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on your hook. Into the 4th chain, and pull up a loop. Now to make this cord, which is really sturdy and isn't going to stretch out on you, in the first one, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. I find it helps to hold the chain that you make with that yarn over, pull through 1 as you go through. So yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. I'll show you this again. You don't have to turn your work. Now you're going to go into this bar, like the leg of the loop that you had pulled up previously. So there's a leg, you'll go under it, pull up a loop, on the next, pull up a loop, and then into the side of the chain that you made, insert your hook under, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. I'll show you again. Under the leg of the loop, that's what we're calling it. I'm not sure what the technical name is. Under and pull up a loop. Under the next leg, pull up a loop. Into the side of the chain, pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And I really like this cord, like I said, because it doesn't stretch, but also I don't have to turn my work every single row, especially when the strap is already attached. You don't have your project going all over the place, you just work on the same side. And those are some things that I appreciate about this strap style. Show you one more time. Under the leg, yarn over, pull up a loop. Under the leg, yarn over, pull up a loop. Under the side of the chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And you're going to repeat this over and over. I think I did it about 150 times, and this gave me enough length to work with. So when it's time to end the strap, it's similar. Yarn over through the leg, pull up a loop, through the second leg, yarn over, pull up a loop, through the side of the chain, yarn over, pull up a loop. But then without pulling up a loop, you're going to pull that last loop that you pulled up through every loop on your hook, and then yarn over and pull through the last loop. To give a rounder border, I slip stitch down for a couple of stitches and then insert my hook through the back of the next stitch, put my loop over my hook, pull it through the back, and then slip stitch, cut my yarn. And that's going to give us a nice sturdy strap on both sides. The last step is to enjoy your new top. You can tie it in the front or tie it in the back. Please like and subscribe for more content.